We produced this report because we looked at the market and what we saw was an awful lot of new buildings being built, sustainable in one sense, but we started to question whether existing structures were equally capable of being turned into the next generation of sustainable office buildings. This report is primarily aimed at property companies or investors who own buildings and are seeking to establish what to do with them. But it's equally compelling, we think, for developers who are looking at what they might be buying in the future, and also at owner-occupiers who might be looking at upgrading existing facilities or moving to new.
The key findings of the report relate very much to what landlords and developers will have to consider when they want to know about the costs, benefits and overall risks associated with refurbishment or redevelopment of commercial offices space. A key challenge they'll have to consider is the commercial viability over something, say, like environmental sustainability. What we look at in the report is a number of issues which the readers will have to grapple with. For example, the planning situation with regard to redevelopment as opposed to refurbishment, demolition issues which can present significant risks to any scheme, but also some of the less tangible issues, for example, like taxation issues, and also how to maintain income within a scheme, which can be very helpful when it comes to considering the whole life costing of a particular scheme. One of the very important findings that came out relates to sustainability and how we try to advise clients particularly on how to achieve sustainable development in their refurbishment or redevelopment schemes. The whole wealth of regulation which is coming their way is something that they have to deal with, and there are all sorts of regulations to do with the planning system, to do with buildings themselves, to do with energy, to do with taxation, which they need to deal with, and the report covers those issues. More important than that, though, perhaps, is considering about the whole life of the scheme and how, for example, developers can think about the building as a system and think about the whole life costing of that building as well within the context of sustainability. For example, what's the embodied energy within the property? And when it comes to thinking about refurbishment or redevelopment, is a refurbishment, for example, going to bring real benefits as far as embodied energy is concerned? This is something that many organisations who own buildings will really have to grapple with in future, and it's an incredibly complex area. We've managed to unearth some of the key issues there, and hopefully this will help readers to understand the situation better.